So, Marty, Mitch Marner seems ready to leave the Leafs, and John Tavares can do the same thing on July 1st. That would be 65 goals and 176 points walking out the door for no return. So, with that in mind, does Tavares have leverage on the Leafs to make them up their offer?
Well, you would think that John Tavares would have leverage because of all those numbers, and Tavares is still a very productive, capable player in the National Hockey League. But I think that it's the opposite. The Toronto Maple Leafs are playing this exactly the way that they want. Knowing that John Tavares is late in his career and probably doesn't want to leave Toronto. No, I get it. Everybody's different. But when you hear Tavares speak and when you heard him speak last year during the season, it seems like this is a player that wants to stay with the Toronto Maple Leafs. His family is set. So now the Leafs understand that they've got a little over $20 million in cap space. They have to sign some players, and they can't go out and give John Tavares $7-8 million. They have to be able to be responsible in that sense. So I think the Leafs have all the leverage in that situation. So what's Tavares going to do? Said, okay, I'm out on July 1. I'm going somewhere else. Look, he may do that and take a lot of money, but is that going to be best for him personally, family-wise, and everything? So I think this is a tricky situation on both sides. But the Leafs right now are holding firm, saying, you know what, this is the money we have for you. If you want to be here in Toronto, we want you here. But we're not going to go out and outspend ourselves and put ourselves in a bad situation. So, yes, the Toronto Maple Leafs have the leverage right now, and I think it's causing some issues, obviously, in this negotiation.
So if Tavares and Marner both leave, how could the Leafs spend all that cap space to make sure they don't take a giant step back, Marty?
Well, you got to look at the forwards, right? Because you have only 9 forwards signed right now. Matthew Knies is going to sign, but he's going to make a lot of money. So that will be 10. And that will leave you with probably somewhere around, $16-17 million to spend on a couple of new forwards. Maybe that's the opening for Brad Marchand. I know everybody in Toronto is saying Marchand would be great. I'm saying if you lose Marner, lose Tavares, Matthew Knies is a good player, but you're going to have to add top 6 talent. Is Brad Marchand top 6 talent? In Florida, it was on the third line. Numbers weren't great in Boston this year. So I say you got to be careful. I think it's about top 6 talent. Defensively, they're fine. Look, they were, 4th best save percentage in the league last year, 8th best in goals against per game. So defensively, they were fine. In the net, they're fine. But you're going to have to replace a lot of offense. It has to be top 6 talent. Brad Marchand may not fit in a top 6 role with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Well, Marty, this is going to be a lot of fun. We've got 1 week until free agent frenzy.